At 35 years old, a man wakes up alone in a pitch-black, savage forest. He is terrified, lost, and has no idea how he arrived. This opening scene mirrors the actual waking reality of its author, Dante Alighieri. Before he was a poet, Dante was a high-ranking politician in Florence. He held a seat of immense power, but he was caught on the losing side of a brutal factional war that tore the city apart. The consequences were absolute. The ruling party stripped him of his wealth, separated him from his family, and banished him under the threat of being burned alive if he ever dared return. This profound trauma and total isolation became the catalyst for the Divine Comedy. For Dante, the poem served as a map to make sense of a chaotic universe. Wandering as a stateless refugee for 20 years, Dante decided to write an encyclopedic 14,000-line epic. At the time, serious intellectual work, theology, philosophy, science, was exclusively written in Latin to appease scholars and the Catholic Church. Dante ignored them, choosing instead to write in the street language of the common people. By bypassing Latin, he effectively democratized high-level philosophy and theology. He was distributing complex ideas to the masses a full 150 years before the invention of the printing press. This act of rebellion founded the modern Italian language, still spoken today. By stripping away the Church's role as the sole gatekeeper of knowledge, Dante gave his readers the tools to find truth independently. This shift in power from the institution to the person helped create the intellectual foundation for modern individualism. To regain a sense of control over his shattered life, Dante constructed an afterlife that was obsessively ordered and mathematically perfect. His universe's architecture is built entirely on the rule of three. He divides the afterlife into three realms: Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso, each subdivided into 33 cantos. This math extends to the syllables, using Terza Rima to lock his narrative into interlocking three-line stanzas. Inside this rigid structure, the character of Dante attempts to escape his dark wood by climbing a sunlit hill. But his path is violently blocked by three predatory beasts: a leopard, a lion, and a starving she-wolf. The rigor of the math proves his terrifying journey through hell is not a random nightmare. It is a meticulously designed system meant to guide human redemption. When the beasts trap Dante, no pope or priest comes to his rescue. In fact, Dante populates his hell with the corrupt living popes of his own era. His actual savior is Virgil, a Roman pagan poet dead for 1,300 years, sent on a rescue mission by Dante's lost, idealized love, Beatrice. Virgil represents both human reason and intellect. Having a pagan guide the individual soul towards salvation was an enormous theological risk for a writer in the 14th century. To protect his guide, Dante invents Limbo, the first circle of hell. This realm allows virtuous, non-Christian thinkers to exist in the afterlife without suffering eternal physical torment. He populates this space with his personal intellectual heroes, like the Greek philosopher Aristotle. He also includes Socrates, proving that he valued classical pagan wisdom on par with strict Christian doctrine. The creation of Limbo and his reliance on Virgil are radical declarations of individualism. Dante argues that a person can seek ultimate truth through personal reason and exploration, rather than blind institutional obedience. As Dante and Virgil descend through the 9 circles of the Inferno, they reveal the most surprising philosophical takeaway of the entire epic. Dante presents a universe powered not by a punishing, angry god, but by a physical, fundamental force: love. Here, Dante synthesizes Aristotelian physics and theology. Love acts as the literal gravity holding the cosmos together. This applies to human free will. Our intellect maps right and wrong, but our will to act is entirely propelled by this gravitational pull of love. The ultimate irony of the Inferno is that every single soul is there by their own free choice. Dante argues they are punished not because they lacked love, but because they allowed their love to become corrupted, obsessive, or misguided. At the end of his 14,000-line journey in paradise, Dante never fully describes God. He admits that human language and the mind are completely incapable of comprehending the experience. He reaches a final conclusion. Human reason can only bring you to the threshold of reality. Only love can actually cross it. Dante died in exile at the age of 56, never returning to Florence. His tomb remains in Ravenna to this day. 700 years later, the Divine Comedy endures because it offers a distinct promise. Even when the physical world strips us of our wealth and our homes, our free will remains intact, allowing us to align our internal compass with the love that moves the sun and the other stars.